Hello and welcome to all. We're glad to see you here. Congratulations, graduates. We will start our commencement ceremony with the playing of the national anthem, and we'll ask all who are able to stand.
Please be seated. Good morning and welcome to the 2026 Saybrook University Commencement Ceremony. In preparing these remarks, I reflected on all of you graduates here today, and I reflected on the human experience and what it means that you're here now. Each of us has a calling, that subtle voice, that gentle urging, that natural pull in a direction. This calling originates from somewhere within us, in a place that is difficult to pinpoint because it doesn't seem to belong to any one part of ourselves. Rather, our truest callings permeate all of who we are. They radiate from our core and point the way home if we have the courage to listen. It doesn't take a graduate degree in a humanistic field to know that being human is a messy business. That is something that we all share. In this curriculum of life, there are many side roads, distractions and detours and pitfalls. There are griefs and heartbreaks and overwhelming joys and sorrow, bliss, confusion, and of course, love, all of which can become their own obstacles to consistently moving in the direction of our calling. Graduates, by being here today, you demonstrate to us all what it is to listen, to trust that inner knowing, to stay the course, to be truly committed to your path. Commitment is a powerful tool for navigating the human experience and staying true to a direction. Commitment breeds discipline, dedication, and brings results. However, commitment to anything, whether a person or a path, is ultimately a construct of the mind. At the end of the day, it's a choice. But there is a relative of commitment that can look and sound the same on the exterior, but the difference is from where the purpose originates. It is not what is happening on the outside, it's what's taking place on the inside that is unique. This close but palpably distinguishable difference is devotion. Devotion derives from the heart. The heart does not function on logic and rationale, but on personal truth and the wisdom of the self. Following your heart is a beautiful and sometimes scary process. What I see in you all are shining examples of what it means to be devoted to your calling, to be devoted to yourselves and your truth. Your commitment is clear, but your devotion should be inspiring to us all. So I thank each of you for shining your light that helps each of us have the courage to shine our own. Thank you for reminding us all of the path of the heart and the beauty of what comes when we move in that honorable direction. Welcome, graduates, friends, and family. We are overjoyed to be here with you today. I now turn the commencement over to the president of Saybrook University, Dr. Jeremy Moreland.
Good morning, Saybrook University. Are you as excited to be here as I am? All right, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Myers, for your remarkable opening remarks, and thanks for all you do here at the university. Before I move ahead with some remarks, I would like specifically to ask those who have served us, whether as active duty, military veterans, or military families, if you're here today and you're able to stand and be recognized, would you please, so we can thank you for your service. Thanks to each of you for your service and your sacrifice. You're truly appreciated here at Saybrook University. I also want to extend a warm welcome and my gratitude to members of our board of trustees who are here with us today. So when you hear your name, if you would please stand and be recognized. I appreciate your leadership and everything you do behind the scenes and in front of the scenes today to support our incredibly vital mission here at the university. So first, if you would please join me in thanking Dr. Patricia Breen, our board chair. Thank you, Dr. Breen. Next, if you'd join me in appreciating Ms. Jana Johnston. Thank you, Jana. And last and newest member of our Board of Trustees, Dr. Christina K.P. Powers. Thank you, Dr. Powers, for saying yes to Saybrook University. All right. So now, turning to our graduates, our families, our loved ones, and also our faculty and staff, our trustees again, our partners and alumni, and all of our friends joining us both here in person this morning and also remotely from all over the world by virtual means. Thanks to each and every one of you for joining to help celebrate this important day together. Graduates, to you, today is certainly a moment of accomplishment, reflection, and transition, undoubtedly. And before anything else, I want to acknowledge something that we all know to be true. No one reaches this moment alone. Behind every graduate is a community of support, family members, loved ones, partners, children, friends, mentors, colleagues, an occasional neighbor, and faculty who undoubtedly encouraged you, challenged you, and sustained you throughout this journey, and one another as well. How about, graduates, a quick round of applause for all of those who have supported your journey. And I also add my special thanks to the cast of thousands who exist behind the scenes at Saybrook University and the Community Solution Education System, of which we're a proud member, to provide a stable, strong environment in which we teach and we learn. Thank you to each of our colleagues. Absolutely. At Saybrook, we often speak about mission. Not because it's merely a slogan or a branding exercise, but because it reflects a deeply held set of beliefs about what education is meant to do in this world. Saybrook's mission calls us to pursue a socially just and sustainable world by preparing humanistic leaders who transform their disciplines and communities. And don't we do that well? This is truly an ambitious mission. It's a unique mission. And it is meant to be because the world does not need more detached expertise. It needs leaders who understand the full complexity of being human. It needs leaders who can bring knowledge together with empathy, rigor together with compassion, and innovation together with responsibility. This is the kind of education you pursued here at Saybrook University. You studied fields not simply to gain credentials, but to make meaningful contributions to the lives of others. You chose disciplines rooted in healing and connection and transformation. And importantly, Saybrook's mission asks us to think not only about individuals, but also about communities and systems as they connect. It challenges us to ask difficult questions like, not a comprehensive list. How do we create conditions where people can thrive? How do we respond to suffering with humanity rather than indifference? How do we build institutions and communities that are more just, more inclusive, and more compassionate? Those questions are not theoretical anymore, but they are urgent. We're living through a time of profound social, cultural, environmental, and technological change. Many people feel increasingly disconnected, exhausted, uncertain, and unheard. In moments like this, humanistic leadership becomes not merely valuable, but essential. And that is why your work matters. The education you received here was never about only personal advancement. It was also about responsibility, the responsibility to use your knowledge ethically and thoughtfully and in service of others. Whether you're supporting a client, conducting research, leading an organization, advocating for a community, teaching students, or caring about individuals in moments of vulnerability, you are carrying forward the mission of this university. You are becoming the living expression of it. And I hope you remember that transformation does not always happen in dramatic or visible ways, though today it certainly will be, right? Sometimes transformation begins quietly, in a person finally feeling seen, in a conversation grounded in dignity, in research that restores trust, in leadership that creates belonging, in the decision to listen before judging, and in choosing courage over cynicism. Those moments matter profoundly. Graduates, one of the great strengths of Saybrook is that we've always believed education should nurture the whole person, not only intellectual growth, but emotional and ethical and relational and social awareness as well. I hope you leave here today after having celebrated, holding on to that wholeness. Hold on to your curiosity. Hold on to your compassion. Hold on to your commitment to justice and community. And hold on to your belief that a more humane world is possible even when the work feels particularly difficult. So to the classes of 2025 and 2026, thank you for trusting Saybrook University with your education and your aspirations. You have strengthened this institution through your scholarship, your humanity, and your commitment to meaningful change. We are proud of all that you've achieved, and we are excited for the impact that you will continue to have in the world ahead. So congratulations, and go Saybrook. I now would like to invite the chair of our board, Dr. Breen, to the podium for her remarks.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Pat Breen, and I have the honor and the pleasure of serving as the chair of Saybrook University's Board of Trustees. And on behalf of the board, we are proud to welcome you all to this 2026 commencement ceremony and to take a moment to reflect and appreciate our founding vision. 55 years ago, a courageous and forward-thinking group of psychologists gathered to form a university committed to the preparation of those who care for others through humanistic principles and practice. This was and is, and always will be, Saybrook University, never veering from that commitment to the humanistic principles upon which it was founded. Saybrook has continued to grow and evolve throughout the years to support the changing needs of our communities and our worlds, as have our students, faculty, and staff. All of us here today are a testament to that commitment. To our graduates, we are here to celebrate you. Your passion for humanistic principles, for learning, and for transformation has led you here. As leaders and trailblazers in your field, that passion for learning will continue to illuminate your path forward, and it will continue to influence the good work you do with individuals, communities, and your field. You will open doors of opportunities for others as others have opened them for you. As you cross this stage today, stand tall, walk proud, and savor this moment. It is your moment. May your journey be one of joy and fulfillment, and may you continue to achieve all that you hope to achieve. We look forward to the better world that you will build. Thank you.
Tight aisleway there. Good morning. I'm Robin Parker. I'm the provost of Saybrook University. It is my privilege to be the chief academic officer who has led the leaders who have helped the students. So just a few remarks. I'll try to keep it quick, but I want you to know how thrilled I am to be here with you today. So let me flip my pages over here. And I want to just say good morning to our many distinguished guests, board members, our esteemed faculty and staff, our devoted alumni, our cherished guests, and most importantly, to the classes of 2025 and 2026. Yeah. Congratulations. Today, we celebrate not just your academic achievements, but the dedication that has carried each of you to this moment. We find ourselves living in uncertain times. We are facing a world shaped by rapid change and significant challenges. But amidst all of this, there was a powerful force that refuses to waver, and that force is hope. Hope demands action. It's a decision we make daily to believe in better outcomes, in brighter futures, and in the potential of ourselves and each other. You, our graduates, have chosen hope by showing up, by doing the hard work, by imagining what could be. You have shown that hope is not naive, it's transformational. As you leave here and step into new chapters, be a beacon of hope in your communities. Let your courage and optimism ignite change and innovation, and remind those around you that even small acts rooted in hope can shift the world. Saybrook is a home for seekers, for those who question, who care deeply, who walk their own path. Whatever your path, know this: your calling is not a destination, it's a journey. And through this journey, continue to embrace your humanistic values, striving to actualize your potential and that of others, embodying the Saybrook mission of relentlessly pursuing a socially just, sustainable world as a humanistic leader who transforms your discipline and community. Let your education be a catalyst for service, whether you work with one individual or shape policy on a global scale. Never underestimate your impact. True leadership is measured not by accolades, but by the lives we touch. You make the world a better place, and we are so proud of all you have accomplished and excited to see all that comes next. Congratulations, classes of 2025 and 2026. You are ready, and you are needed. Thank you.
Thank you for your remarks, Dr. Parker, and you spoke of the lives that have been touched. And I think that's a poignant segue here, perhaps, for something that I feel is incredibly important for us to do before we continue to get rolling with today's remarks and celebration as well. We have another kind of graduation that's taking place very soon, a different one of the sort that most of you are celebrating here today. Dr. Parker is graduating to retirement later this summer. And so I'd like to ask Dr. Parker and Board Chair Breen if they'd step onto the stage, please, briefly. I'm delighted to share with you here a proclamation in appreciation and celebration of the service of Dr. Robin Parker, Provost of Saybrook University. So this is going to sound pretty formal, but it's from the heart. Whereas Dr. Robin Parker, PhD, joined Saybrook University in January of 2022 and has since served with exceptional leadership, vision, and dedication, including her service as both provost and interim president. And whereas during her tenure, Dr. Parker successfully guided Saybrook University through a period of growth, transition, and strategic advancement, including the completion of the Saybrook 2025 strategic plan and the foundational development of the 2030 strategic plan. And whereas under her distinguished academic and administrative leadership, the university realized significant institutional advancement, marked by strengthened enrollment, enhanced financial stability, improved student retention, and the continued conferral of degrees at a high standard of excellence. Present company, certainly examples of that. Whereas Dr. Parker led the institution through its institutional reaffirmation self-study process, strengthening institutional effectiveness, accountability, and academic quality. And whereas she championed operational excellence through the strengthening of institutional leadership, including the appointment of key administrative roles, supporting academic operations and university systems, ultimately student learning. And whereas she fostered a resilient and compassionate community rooted in Saybrook's values, supporting faculty, staff, and students through times of challenge while advancing initiatives such as the inaugural Community Learning Experience. And whereas Dr. Parker's unwavering commitment to collaboration, academic excellence, and the mission of Saybrook University has left an enduring and meaningful legacy upon the institution and its community. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that we, Dr. Jeremy Moreland, that's me, President of Saybrook University, and Dr. Patricia Breen, Chair of the Board of Trustees, do hereby formally recognize and honor Dr. Robin Parker for her exemplary leadership, service, and contributions to Saybrook University, and be it further proclaimed that we extend our deepest gratitude and appreciation to Dr. Parker upon the occasion of her retirement, celebrating her distinguished career and the profound and lasting impact she has made on the university and all those it serves. In witness thereof, we have hereunto set our hands on this 4th day of June 26, signed yours truly and Dr. Patricia Breen. Robin, we love you. Thank you for all you've done for Saybrook University, and thank you for your leadership. All right, take a breath. All right, next, I'm going to provide an introduction to one who really needs no introduction, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, I have the absolute pleasure of introducing Dean Emeritus, Dr. Donald Moss. Dr. Don Moss is Dean Emeritus, College of Integrative Medicine and Health Sciences here at Saybrook University. He's a clinical health psychologist, certified in hypnosis and biofeedback. He's the education chair and president of the Society for Clinical and Experimental Hypnosis. He previously served as the president of SCEH, president of Division 30 Hypnosis with the American Psychological Association, APA, to those of you in the know, and president of the Association of Applied Psychophysiology and Biofeedback. Dr. Moss earned his Master of Arts in 1974 and his PhD in 1984 in Existential and Humanistic Psychology at Duquesne University in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Am I giving you a trip through time, Don?
You are indeed.
All right,
Thank you.
outstanding. Dr. Moss, well, there's more because you've done a lot of amazing things. Dr. Moss is the senior editor for the Encyclopedia of Hypnosis and Suggestion, a virtual publication of the International Society of Hypnosis. He's also a guest editor for a new special hypnosis collection for the Journal of Scientific Reports. He's co-author with Dr. McGrady of Pathways Through Long-Term Health Conditions, Lifestyle Medicine for Your Well-Being, published by Pavilion 2025. Integrative Pathways, Navigating Chronic Illness with a Mind, Body, Spirit Approach, published by Springer in 2018. And Pathways to Illness, Pathways to Health, published by Springer in 2013. What a legacy. He's co-editor of several scholarly books, including The Integration of Psychotherapy and Psychophysiology, published by the Oxford University Press in 2024, and the author and co-author of over 80 book chapters and scholarly journal articles on topics in hypnosis, lifestyle medicine, health psychology, psychophysiology, and research best practices. His most recent journal article, and undoubtedly not his last, appeared in March 2026, The Relevance of Heart Rate Variability for Hypnotherapy and Psychotherapy in the journal Brain Sciences. Dr. Moss is also on the editorial boards for Scientific Reports, the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health, Frontiers, the Annals of Palliative Medicine, and Applied Psychophysiology and Biofeedback. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Moss and inviting him to provide his remarks.
Thank you, President Moreland, for that introduction. President Moreland, Board of Trustees, the graduating class, the families, the faculty, and our other honored guests. In March of this year, President Moreland invited me to deliver a commencement address examining the theme of being humanistic, our history, where we are at present, and our future. Saybrook history began with humanistic psychology, but broadened with each decade in the areas of social change, integrative healthcare, counseling, social work, and functional nutrition. How did we begin being humanistic? Well, in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, humanistic psychology emerged as a response to limitations in mainstream psychology. Psychologists at that time dismissed the study of consciousness and human experience as too subjective. In 1971, the Humanistic Psychology Institute was founded at California State University at Sonoma, and this represents the beginning of Saybrook University. The founders included many, but especially Eleanor Criswell, Rollo May, Clark Moustakas, and James Bugental. Their work was deeply influenced by European philosophers, especially existential philosophers, as well as by American thinkers such as Abraham Maslow. So I will briefly revisit this humanistic movement of that time. In 1950, Abraham Maslow published a book chapter on self-actualizing people. In 1956, he published an article, Toward a Humanistic Psychology. Those publications marked out the landscape and the message of humanistic psychology. Maslow argued that if we truly want to understand human nature, we must study those individuals who exemplify the highest and the fullest expression of what it means to be human. He shut the door on the lab rat. He focused on human beings such as Eleanor Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln, and Albert Einstein. He created his famous hierarchy of needs, a pyramid, rising from safety all the way up to self-actualization. He urged human beings to choose growth up the pyramid repeatedly. His words capture this emphasis on growth. Life is an ongoing process of choosing between safety and risk. Make the growth choice a dozen times a day. Remember that, graduates. When given a choice, make the growth choice a dozen times a day. Later in his career, he added a new highest stage to the pyramid to represent transcendence of the self. Self-actualization was no longer the ultimate peak value. This new peak represented service to other human beings and to our world, dedication to a purpose higher than oneself, and an awareness of spirituality. Think of Eleanor Roosevelt to understand this shift. This new peak complemented the themes of humanistic psychology and opened the door to what we call transpersonal psychology. Rollo May, another of those inspirational founders. Rollo May contributed a profound understanding of human freedom and responsibility. He also emphasized the courage required to stand apart from cultural pressures and assert one's true self. In his words, every human being must have a point at which he stands against the culture, where he says, "This is me, and the damned world can go to hell." James Bugental. Bugental advanced the language and practice of humanistic psychotherapy, emphasizing authenticity, presence, and engagement in the living moment. Eleanor Criswell, well, she is our own. She was a founder and the first director of the Humanistic Psychology Institute. She expanded humanistic psychology into the domain of mind-body integration with her work in yoga, somatic therapies, and even biofeedback. Eleanor continued to participate in the Saybrook Odyssey through her entire life and was scheduled to meet with the Saybrook class on the day of her death in 2024. I was there on Zoom with others, sadly waiting for an Eleanor who would not appear. Clark Moustakis was many things, including a philosopher. He emphasized phenomenology and heuristic inquiry, encouraging researchers to begin with their own lived experience and the lived experience of others as a source of insight. Alongside Amadeo Giorgi, a longtime faculty member at Saybrook, Clark Moustakis helped establish Saybrook University as a leader in qualitative research. So that was the beginning. And now today, in the present day, in June of 2026, the influence of the humanistic perspective is widespread, even though its origins are not always explicitly acknowledged. In some sense, being humanistic is everywhere and loses some of its uniqueness. What we call positive psychology reflects the humanistic emphasis on strengths and on optimal functioning. The mindfulness movement the practices of the mindfulness movement echo the humanistic focus on present moment experience. Be here now. Many therapeutic approaches today value presence, authenticity, and relational depth. Even research on psychedelics is back again and moving forward, bringing with it an increased attention to consciousness, shamanic rituals, and mystical experiences. Saybrook, being humanistic at Saybrook University today. Saybrook continues to provide the leadership of the formal humanistic psychology movement. Saybrook has provided leadership repeatedly for Division 32, the Humanistic Psychology Division of the American Psychological Association. Saybrook has contributed leadership and scholarship for two major journals, the Journal of Humanistic Psychology and the Journal Humanistic Psychologist. At Saybrook, the humanistic tradition continues to evolve. It moves beyond individual psychology to encompass community, ecology, and global well-being. Saybrook continues to be a voice and continues to push the envelope. Beyond psychology to encompass human being in community. Within clinical psychology, the collaboration between Saybrook and the Existential Humanistic Institute trains Saybrook students in existential humanistic therapeutic practice in the tradition of Rollo May, James Bugental, and Saybrook graduate Kirk Schneider. The contemplative end-of-life specialization at Saybrook prepares professionals to bring presence, compassion, and spiritual awareness to individuals in their final stages of life. Now that is being humanistic. The Humanistic Psychology Department and program calls for vibrant communities and vibrant longevity. The Integrative and Functional Nutrition program highlights the foundational role of what we eat, drawing on both biological science and a mind-body-spirit emphasis. One of our new learning communities, the Sacred Learning Community, is exploring the human-animal connection as a pathway to nature, health, and well-being. Saybrook today is also deeply intertwined with social justice. Our mission statement reflects this. Just a few words from that mission statement. Saybrook University relentlessly pursues a socially just and sustainable world. Our programs in transformative social change and integrative social work equip students with the skills to address systemic inequities and to promote meaningful social change. So that's where we are, but where are we going? Being humanistic in the future. In the future, the responsibility for carrying forward rests with you, today's graduates. You represent the next wave of individuals committed to embodying and advancing the principle of being humanistic. I will repeat a few words I said to last year's graduates. These words come from my heart, but they're also critical if we're going to discuss what will being humanistic be in the next decades. You, the graduates, are the arms and hands of this university. You are its living mission. What you've learned here must not stay here. The values that we have hopefully instilled in you, truth, compassion, justice, must now live through you. Being humanistic will rise or fall with you. How can you, the classes of 2025 and 2026, how can you answer this call? Well, today, celebrate. You have accomplished something major in your lives. Turn to your family and friends in gratitude for the support they gave you in your studies. Welcome their congratulations, their toasts, and their applause. And then tomorrow, wake up fully. Hear the pain and suffering in our world. Engage yourself with that suffering and address the pain. If your Saybrook education prepared you to guide nutrition, be sure the entire community receives that guidance, not just the affluent few. If your Saybrook education prepared you to counsel, coach, or provide psychotherapy, invite the broadest range of clients into your healing path. In your lives, go where the pain is. Go where the silence is deafening and the voices have been ignored. Go where injustice has hardened into habit and stir those waters. Go not as saviors, but as servants, as allies, as builders. Be bridge makers in a world too eager to build walls. Be healers in a world too eager to wound. Be listeners in a world obsessed with speaking over each other. This degree is not just a symbol of your achievement, it's a tool. Use it to advocate, innovate, liberate, and heal. Going forth today, we are proud of you, not just for what you have done, but for who you as human individuals, who you are becoming, and what you will do in your lives and careers. May you leave this place not just with knowledge, but with purpose. Not just with dreams, but with a determination to make them real for yourselves and for others. The world is waiting for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Moss. Hello, graduates and family. I'm Laura Brewer, the Dean of Research and Sponsored Programs. Today, I have the privilege of presenting our 2025 Eleanor Criswell Dissertation with Distinction Awards. Eleanor Criswell, as we just learned again and again, was a pioneer in humanistic psychology and a visionary founder of Saybrook University. We live in a time when public trust in science and research is in question. When public trust is fragile, research that is rigorous, ethical, and applicable is essential. Our winners of the 2025 Eleanor Criswell Dissertation with Distinction Award exemplify Saybrook's humanistic values while meaningfully advancing science and practice. Each of these studies started with a compelling research question and aligned research methods. These studies were grounded in theory and originality. They were conducted rigorously and in accordance with ethical principles. And the research findings from these dissertations can be used in creative solutions to real-world problems. These are the types of studies that have the potential to regain public trust in science. Please join me in recognizing and celebrating this year's honorees, whose outstanding dissertation research stands a living tribute to Dr. Criswell's visionary leadership and to the spirit of Saybrook University. Our 2025 winners successfully completed their dissertation defenses between January 1 and December 31st in 2025, and they were nominated by their dissertation faculty. Winners were then selected within the academic programs. Some of our winners attended last year's commencement ceremony, and they are joining us live on the live stream today. As I announce the names of the 2025 winners, I kindly ask the graduates who are present to stand and remain standing to be recognized. Audience, please hold your applause until I announce all of the winners. Josh Avery Averett, Mind Body Medicine. Dissertation, The Lived Experience of Mishandled Grief, a Hermeneutic Phenomenological Study. Walker Ladd, Dissertation Chair. Amanda Beck, Psychology, Creativity, Innovation, and Leadership. Dissertation, The Magic of Anxiety, the alchemical transpersonal process of realizing the authentic creative self, a heuristic self-study. Melinda Rothaus, Dissertation Chair. Courtney Chung, Psychology, Consciousness, Spirituality, and Integrative Health. Dissertation, Navigating Kanaka Oiwi Indigeneity and Belonging in the Diaspora, and Indigenous Autoethnography. Drake Spaeth, Dissertation Chair. Cassandra Jackson, Mind, Body, Medicine, Integrative Mental Health. Dissertation, Dismantling Health Disparities, Exploring the Intersections of Religion, Social Determinants, and Health Behaviors in African Americans through Public Health Critical Race Praxis. Carrie Heitner, Dissertation Chair. Kimberly A. Lasser-Sherry, Psychology, Existential Humanistic Psychology. Dissertation, A Trauma-Focused Diagnostic Treatment Program for Mothers with Postpartum Depression and Exposure to Adverse Childhood Experiences, an archival pre-test, post-test design study. Vasiliki Yorwulas Sherry, Dissertation Chair. Elizabeth Madison, Integrative and Functional Nutrition. Dissertation, The Relationship Between Christian African American Women's Spiritual Experiences, Beliefs, and Practices, and Their Perceived Ability to Achieve and Maintain a Healthy Weight. Sherry Youngblood, Dissertation Chair. Angelina Salvato, Humanistic Clinical Psychology. Dissertation, Meaningful Police Community Connection as part of an organizational wellness program, a case study. Cynthia Palmisano, Dissertation Chair. Gwendolyn Sipes, Humanistic Clinical Psychology. Dissertation, Oncologists' Perception of Their Relationship with Mortality, a Narrative Inquiry. Bonnie Sutlich, Dissertation Chair. Rajesh Somanasundran, Leadership and Management, Managing Organizational Systems. Dissertation, mindful leadership in high-tech software organizations, and interpretive phenomenological analysis, Nancy Southern, dissertation chair. Sigerita Tekata, counselor, education and supervision, dissertation, consensus recommendations from mental health clinicians for multiculturally competent counseling with Ethiopian immigrants. Hridaya Savaliam, dissertation chair. And Jonathan Van Geldler, transformative social change, dissertation, navigating difficult knowledge, high school students' responses to climate education. Joy Meeker, dissertation chair. Thank you so much for helping me recognize this amazing research done by our graduates today.
And now for the moment you've been waiting for. We shall now proceed with the presentation of candidates for degrees. Each candidate has been approved by the faculty, the Board of Trustees, to receive the degree indicated in the program and on their diploma, subject to the completion of all degree requirements. In order for each graduate's name to be heard clearly, I respectfully ask that the audience please hold applause until the end. I know it's hard, but please do. Reading the names of the candidates will be Drs. Hamilton and Curtis. Will the degree candidates for the Master of Arts Counseling, Clinical Mental Health Counseling Specialization, please approach the stage?
We will now announce the candidates for the Master of Arts Counseling, Clinical Mental Health Counseling Specialization. Jonathan Sellers. Harbins Darrasmith. Mona Luan. Austin Morgan. Shannon Lau. Andrew Walker. Patricia Berdure. Jeremy Stewart. Tanner Rogerson. Tristan Nieto. Natalie Cabrera. Kelsey Torres. Gwendolyn Marley. Grace Coughlin. Kimberly Pask. Emma Weininger. Madeline Fiorelli.
This is psychology.
Banit Radewa.
We will now announce the candidates for MA Psychology. Nicole Alexander. Kalia Hunter. Laura Esse. This is the end of the MA Psychology. We will now announce the candidates for MS Integrative and Functional Nutrition. Yimena Tope Telope Espinoza. Chelsea Ellen. Michaela Catherine Munn. Crystal Verduzco. Rebecca Kaiser. This is the end of the Master's of Art in Integrative and Functional Nutrition.
We will now announce the candidates for the MA in Clinical Psychology. Samantha Love. Cupid Arrows. Samantha Love. Maria Reyes. Michelle Wood. This is the end of the Masters of Arts in Clinical Psychology.
We will now announce the candidates for MS Mind-Body Medicine. Tanya Nicola. Victoria Austin. Felicia Webster. Heather McGowan. This is the end of the MS Mind-Body Medicine.
We will now announce the candidates for Master of Arts in Transformative Social Change. Oracle Beatty Smith. This is the end of the Masters of Arts in Transformative Social Change.
Okay. We will now announce the candidates for MS Applied Psychophysiology. Kelsey Tackett. Victoria Nguyen. We'll now announce the candidates for Master of Science, Sport Performance Psychology. Kinjada Hutchinson. And this is the end of the MS, Sport Performance Psychology. We will now announce the candidates for PhD Applied Psychophysiology. Lorraine Morrow. Alpha band current density in the precuneus across menstrual phases in women with and without PMDD, a retrospective ulcerata analysis.
Oh.
This is the end of the PhD Applied Psychophysiology. We'll now announce the candidates for PhD Integrative and Functional Nutrition. Okay. Gina Barrow. The relationship between vitamin D and estrogen in postmenopausal women. Jaron Warren Brown, Superwoman, Chronic Pain, Unraveling the Links Between Nutrition, Coping, and Sleep Among Black Women in Chronic Pelvic Pain. Elizabeth Madison, the relationship between Christian African American women's spiritual experiences, beliefs, and practices, and their perceived ability to achieve and maintain a healthy weight. Sonia Angeloni, the combined effect of genotypes in the vitamin D metabolic pathway and severity of COVID-19 symptoms. Courtney Longwa, the carnivore diet as a nutritional intervention for glycemic management in adults with prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. This is the end of the PhD Integrative and Functional Nutrition.
We will now announce the candidates for the PhD in Clinical Psychology. Vikia Leslie, Dance for Women with Sexual Trauma. Stephen Spraga, assessing effort in non-English speaking, limited English proficiency, and English as a second language individuals during the psychological portion of the Social Security Disability Evaluation. Maurice Apre, the relation between verbal fluency and cognitive, affective, and psychological characteristics of anxiety and depression in adults using the Personality Assessment Inventory and the Dallas Kaplan Executive Function System. Jalissa Garcia, Rewriting Normal, a Woman's Experience of Late Autism, Diagnoses, and Redefining Identity. Isabella Dagger, The Mirror of AI, a heuristic self-search, inquiry of being human in the digital age. Alexia Estrada, Affirmative Therapy with Pansexual Adults, a case study. Alexia Estrada. Hannah Saubet, Phenomenological Exploration of Post-Traumatic Growth Among Gender-Diverse Individuals. Monique Turner, Connected Live Experience of FASD and Belonging Among Multi-Stressed Children at Risk of Institutionalization. This is the end of the PhD in clinical psychology.
We will now announce the candidates for PhD Mind-Body Medicine. Ashley De Leon. Mental health practitioners, reported practice, beliefs, and barriers, a qualitative case study exploring diet and physical activity in anxiety treatment. Marianelle Fernandez, Motherhood, Spirituality, and the Unexpected Death of an Adult Child, an evocative autoethnography of a mother's grieving journey. Sandy Lee, The Shared Experiences of Chinese American Eldest Daughters, a Cultural Tradition to Transformation, a Heuristic Inquiry. Joshua Avery, The Lived Experience of Mishandled Grief, a Hermeneutic Phenomenological Study. Crystal Woods. Acceptability, feasibility, and appropriateness of hypnosis-based PTSD research involving dream analysis among post-9/11 veterans, a mixed method study. Kristen D'Amato, Women's Sexual Energy as a Transformative Healing Resource. Malaysia Harrell, Beyond the Medicine, a narrative autoethnographic exploration of how faith supported healing after a near-death medical crisis in an African-American female veteran. And this is the end of the PhD Mind-Body Medicine. We will now announce the candidates for PhD Psychology. Jane Lameau. Comfortable in the chaos, the impact of adverse childhood experiences on emergency medical service personnel and the need for enhanced support systems. Richard Jasildo. Police violence against racial ethnic minorities, an autoethnographic study. Walter Mangual, Making Sense of Expectation Reality Gaps in Military Service, a phenomenological study of U.S. veterans. Amy Murray, Courting Social Repair Through Clay Portraiture Sculpture, a heuristic self-search inquiry. Amanda Beck, The Magic of Anxiety, the alchemical transpersonal process of realizing the authentic, creative self, a heuristic self-search inquiry. Whitney Ann Jenkins. Ritualized vulnerability, blurred boundaries, and the emergence of showmanance and stage intimacy. Andrea Browning. Altered temporality and panoramic awareness, a heuristic self-search inquiry in a transpersonal framework. Lake Durst. Altered traits through altered states, a heuristic inquiry of transpersonal and ecodelic experiences' effect on worldview. Jatava Broadnax. Tracing the legacy of childhood trauma, a Straussian grounded theory, exploration of meaning, identity, and personal growth in adulthood through existential therapy. Reginald Charles Toussaint, Jr. Religion, spirituality, and medical student well-being. What heals the healers? This is the end of the PhD psychology.
We will now announce the candidates for PhD in Integrative Social Work. Valetta Malofsky, Cultural Starvation, Understanding Perceptions of Hidden Trauma Among First-Generation Learners in Narrative Soul-Telling, Sakafor, Perspective. Erica Parmula, Perception of Aging-Related Function Ability Changes and Conflict Within Family Systems, a Descriptive Phenomenological Study. This is the end of the PhD in Integrative Social Work. We will now announce the candidates for the PhD in Transformative Social Change. Suraj Bharathaki, Displacement, Harm, and Healing, a Qualitative Study of Resettled Bhutanese Americans. Amen Najem. Healing from Omnicide, a critical evocative journey into the future. E. Anad Burrell, the intersection of redlining and water infrastructure in Southern California. Jayanti Roy, Invisible No More, How Educational Programs Support the Professional Identities of Women Working in Early Child Care. Sandra D. Baker, a case study of the Mafia genocide. This is the end of the PhD in Transformative Social Change. Will all candidates please rise? Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Dr. Parker, on behalf of the faculty of Saybrook University, I present to you these candidates who have been approved by the faculty and the Board of Trustees to receive the degree indicated, subject to the completion of all requirements, and respectfully request that you confer upon them the degrees for which they are qualified.
Now, this is my favorite part. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the Saybrook University and by the State of California, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have qualified with all rights, privileges, immunities, and honors thereunto pertaining. For the families and friends of our graduates, this event is the manifestation of hopes, dreams, and sacrifices by both the graduates and many of you. Your support has been instrumental and part of their success. Graduates, staff, faculty, please recognize our friends and family with some applause.
Congratulations, graduates. So, you have received a lot of challenges today. My name is Jay Piercy. I'm the president of the Saybrook University Alumni Association. Saybrook's mission is to train us, to help us understand, to see the world through different eyes, to develop whole person approaches. My job as the president of the Alumni Association is to help you create that transformative social change. You are now all the wind. You are dynamic, you are a vital force, carrying the seeds of transformative ideologies into your communities and across the globe. You are the wind, and as you move through this world, you emanate seeds from the understandings you have gleaned in your studies, the understandings of yourself through your studies. With each conversation, each conveyance of body language, each email, your words elevate the seeds of understanding that you plant. Yet, to truly take root, an idea requires water and sustenance similar to a seed. That water is your steady, empathetic support for those rooting seeds. It is with a depth of understanding and genuine connection to humans that potential begins to grow and blossom. You are the wind, and as the seedlings root deeper into the minds and lives of others, they draw upon your articulated nutrients, how you can help them. The language you have gathered during your studies and the way in which you share this information, the profound concepts, the system's theories, analogies, and metaphors, and the whole person humanistic lens that you now have to interpret the world through. And as the wind, you are a catalyst of many kinds. You are a disruptor, an invigorator, an incubator. You are the creators of possibility that can manifest as hope and determination. You are the couriers of these nutrients. You can pour yourselves into our communities where we need a lot of help today. So go out and grow, thriving, resilient in these human ecosystems wherever you may gust. Plant life, wind, water are the forces that shape our world. From the mountains to the plains, I have no doubt that all of you will find your path to help reshape our world with greater beauty and greater understanding. So with love and light, I wish you all a transformative life journey. Congratulations.
So once again, congratulations, classes of 2025 and 2026. We are so happy to honor this journey that brings you here. We honor your curiosity, your learning, and we're thrilled that you are so well positioned to share your talents with your communities and with the wider world. I love rituals like today's commencement. They mark a transition from student to graduates, and they provide a space for us to celebrate your accomplishments and to prefigure your next. In some ways, today we celebrate the ending of this part of your journey as Saybrook students, and we recognize that every ending opens a beginning. It's not just during this time, during this ritual, when we're called to remember, beginnings come after endings. We live in a historic moment when many of us are vividly aware of endings. Things that perhaps once seemed stable to many of us, taken for granted, are destabilized. All hands are needed on deck to renew a multicultural democracy, to sustain our communities and our environment, and to contribute to building a world where each of us belongs. Each of these challenges are ripe for new beginnings, and they also remind us that the future is not inevitable, that things have been and can be otherwise. Dear graduates, you have been prepared at Saybrook for a time such as this. I want to remind you of 3 gifts that you now carry with you. 3 aspects from Saybrook's mission that are now yours to embody and to share. These gifts are humanistic values, which Dawn has just spoken so eloquently about, your relationship to communities who hold the power to transform, and social justice. So the first gift, humanistic values. I think that at the core of humanistic values is an ethic, to have our values align with our actions. I think that, values are really exceptionally powerful guides at times when it's dark and when the steps needed to make necessary changes are unclear. We need to attend to these values in times like these when we need to summon our critical hope and when we need guidance in terms of how to bend that arc towards social justice so that this world may be otherwise. A second gift has been also nourished by your Saybrook community is the knowledge that we are inescapably connected to one another. We need each other. As Saybrook Mission states, you have been prepared to be leaders who transform not only your fields, but also your communities. One of my communities is Minneapolis. I come from Minneapolis. As you know, we had a difficult winter. We survived an occupation. Minneapolis communities rose to that challenge by organizing these hyper-local networks of compassion. Not because someone told us to do so, but because across Minneapolis, there was a collective urge to help our neighbors get by, to affirm the dignity of ourselves and our neighbors. This took the form of small daily acts like driving carpools and blowing whistles and singing to our neighbors who were sheltering inside their homes that no one was going to get left behind this time, to hold on. As you know, not everyone was saved, and many families were torn apart, but the inspiration of communities coming together, caring for one another, protecting those who they could, still echoes today far beyond the streets of Minneapolis. The intent was to submerge the values that led us to show up for one another, to bury the knowledge that we're all connected. As the saying goes, they tried to bury us. They did not know that we were seeds. You, dear graduates, you also carry this gift of knowing the power of community. That when we enact the knowledge that we are connected to one another, that we can embody our compassion, we hold the power to transform. A third and final gift. This gift is also stated in Saybrook's mission. It's the importance of enacting social justice. That's my Northern Star. I navigate by social justice, and that's probably not surprising. I am a professor of transformative social change. But as we often speak about, Cornel West states this, that social justice is love in public. And I want to remind each of you that you also carry this gift of social justice from Saybrook's tradition. I hope that each of you expresses your love in your work and in your communities, as healers, as leaders, as community members, so that you are part of renewing the beginnings that your communities and this world needs. I'll end with a blessing, inspired by these 3 gifts from Saybrook's mission that I hope you carry with you and embody. May your values support your daily practices and relationships. May your community include wider and wider circles of belonging. May your love be expressed in your work and in public spaces, so that you join others to create new beginnings, so that you participate in building a world where it is even more possible to love. So again, congratulations, classes of 2025 and 2026. This concludes the commencement exercises for Saybrook University. Please remain seated until the platform party and graduates have exited the ballroom, and thank you.